Respected dear family members, my pranams to you. Generally, in Semitic religion, the sin means what you are doing against God. Sin means the action of disobeying the God. Sin means the action which you are doing, which is said to be forbidden by the God. And sin, in short, is directly linked with the God and God's wishes. Virtue means serving the God, praising the God, doing what the God tells, and staying with the God, and preaching about the God. That is meant by virtue. Whereas in Hindu Dharma, the sin and virtue are not linked directly with the God at all. You know, a good mind produces good thoughts produces good action produces good result. That good action is satkarma, good result is satkarma bala, which is known as virtue. When you have got good mind, automatically good thoughts will be produced. From good thoughts, good action will be coming. Good action is known as punya karma, and a good result of the action, punya karma bala or punyam or virtue. Bad mind, from where bad thoughts come, from the bad thoughts, bad action, papa karma, and from papa karma, papam, that is sin, will be produced. So virtue is the result of the positive action. Sin is the result of the negative action. In both cases, mind is the starting point. The role of the God is the role of the books, the role of the acharyas, the role of the vicharas, the role of the vishwasa, role of sankalpa. In Hindu Dharma, the role of the granthas, literature, role of customs and rituals, role of the divine power, role of the service. Everything is not in getting virtue or sin, not in getting heaven or hell, but the role of the God, the role of customs and rituals, the role of the prayer, the role of the meditation, the role of listening stories, the role of listening Ramayana or Mahabharata or Veda or Upanishad is for converting bad mind into good mind. Asato ma sadgamaya. So when the bad mind becomes good mind by prayer, by listening stories or by any pathway, then automatically the bad mind will become good mind and bad thoughts will become good thoughts. That way papa karma will become punya karma, bad action will become good action, papam will become punyam or sin will become virtue. So the role of the God in Hindu Dharma is most scientifically, rationally and logically meant for converting bad mind into good mind. Only that much is the role. So you see how scientific it is. In the case of Bible and Quran, one thing, God means Allah and Jehovah. What is this Allah? Nobody knows. What is this Jehovah? Nobody knows. Allah and Jehovah behave like a terrorist god which instruct you should not worship other god. You should not read other book. You should follow only me. If you follow other god, I will punish you. If you do not follow my words, you will go to hell. And I am the autocratic king of you. I am the kingmaker and I am the creator of you people. So you should follow only me. I and only me are the two words given by Jehovah and Allah. So when only I and me comes in Semitic religion, it is the narrowest thoughts, narrowest vision. And when Jehovah and Allah indirectly and directly tells that you should not worship other gods and you should not worship the idols, you should not pray to the other god, you should not perform any type of rituals to the other gods, because I am the intolerant God. This is Jehovah's words. So it automatically means that other gods are there. Even though the Christians and Muslims say that there is one and only one God, it is because of the fear of this God they are telling only one God. But that God itself admits that you should not worship other God, means other gods are there. So here the role of the God is controlling you, in punishing you, in limiting your freedom as far as Semitic religions are concerned. And that Semitic religious God has drawn a line, and if you are not walking through that line, you will be sent to purgatory, or you will be sent in the last verdict to any places. Or if you are walking through that line created by Jehovah or Allah, you will be taken by that particular God. So the God itself does not have the godly qualities. The God is like a terrorist God or an autocratic God, or a God which tells you don't look left and right, only follow me, like Hitler or Osama bin Laden or Gaddafi or Saddam Hussein. They always used to say, do what I am telling. Or Prabhakaran of LTTE. Either die for me or follow me or live with me. This is the only alternatives you have got. You should not go to other God. You should not read other books. You should not worship any other system other than what I have told you. So here in Hindu Dharma, you can see two types of spirituality. Both are the same in fact, but for a common man's understanding, one type of spirituality is the theoretical spirituality. The theoretical spirituality which can be called as Jnana Yoga. The theoretical spirituality is Jnana Yoga, in which you are trying to understand what is meant by God and what is meant by omnipotent, omnipresent divine power, and why that power exists, where that power exists, how that power controls the world, and when it controls the world. So all the Jnana Yoga, acquiring the knowledge through asking the question why, what, when, where, who, whom, how, the God or the real omnipotent, omnipresent divine God present. Different levels of God. Not one Allah. For LKG also one Allah. For MBBS, MD, FRCS also one Allah. For lower primary also one book, Quran or Bible. For MBBS, MD, FRCS or chartered accountant or judge or IAS or the supreme qualified person also the same book. It is just like explaining that only one chemistry book you have to teach for the 8th standard, and the same chemistry book you have to teach for the PhD also. Whereas here, when your intellectual capacity, thinking capacity, logically analyzing capacity, rationally estimating and evaluating capacity goes up, when these capacities go up, your way of evaluating the omnipotent, omnipresent, divine power varies. So when you are elevating yourself intellectually, academically, and thinking capacity wise, the answer for why the God, where the God, when the God, how the God, and who is the God, for whom the God is meant. So why, what, when, where, who, whom, how. The question answer gives you Jnana Yoga, or the theoretical spirituality. That is given for the highest level theoretical spirituality, partly given in Upanishad. For slightly lower level theoretical spirituality given in Vedas. For slightly lower level theoretical spirituality given in a little bit of Ramayana. Further down, small part of Mahabharata. Further down, small part of Puranas. Theoretical spirituality is given. Now you have got applied spirituality. Just like we have got theoretical mathematics and applied mathematics, we have got chemistry and applied chemistry, we have got biochemistry and biotechnology, we have got computer science and information technology. Any branch of knowledge will have two sessions. One theoretical knowledge, which we may call for spirituality, the Jnana Yoga. The other one is applied aspect of that knowledge, Karma Yoga. So Jnana Yoga can be defined as the theoretical aspect of Indian spirituality, and Karma Yoga can be defined as the applied aspect of the spirituality. Both are inevitably important, and also remember, they are closely cooperating, they are closely complementing. These two, applied and theoretical knowledge, are cooperating, coexisting, complementing, and always remaining the two parts of one entity, just like the two sides of a coin. Now, applied spirituality, what does it mean? I am the manifestation of God, so I should live a dharmic life. You are the manifestation of the God. So it is my duty, responsibility and privilege that I serve you, I help you, I support you, because you are the manifestation of the divine power. So when I serve myself, you serve yourself. When I live a family life, it's my duty to see that I perform the dharmic life in my family, in my individual life, in my social life. I perform a truthful life, sincere, devoted, dedicated, work-oriented life I do. I tell the truth. I give the positive thoughts to you. I advise you. I do everything for changing the mind from bad to good. Not only mine, but also yours. And I do everything for changing the mind from darkness to the light. I do everything for changing the mind from Ashanti to Shanti. That is applied spirituality. These I do not only for me, but also I do for you also. When I am the manifestation of the God, you are also the manifestation of the God. When I am the manifestation of the God, the nature is the manifestation of the God, elephant is the manifestation of the God, horse and God, everything is manifestation of the God. So when I protect myself, that is applied spirituality. When I protect and guide my family members to a positive direction, that is applied spirituality. When I I protect and serve the animal system, which the Bible and Quran tells all the animals and all the trees are meant for human beings. That means you can kill them and you can eat them. This is the worst autocratic words told. It is just like Hitler telling that the whole world is meant for me. It is just like Osama telling that the whole world is meant for Muslims. Just like Saddam Hussein telling that the Middle East country should come under my control. It is such a terroristic way of telling that everything is meant for human being. That is the reason why the world got spoiled completely by this Christian selfishness and Muslim selfishness, and it is not their mistake too. It is the order of Jehovah. It is the order of Allah. You kill anything and you eat anything. If that justification is there, then another justification, if a tiger or a lion kills a human being, and if tiger and a lion eats the human being, that tiger and the lion can say, human beings are created for me, so I will be killing any number of human beings and I will be eating. This the lions and tigers can also say, if all other animals and plants are only meant for human being, then human beings are meant for tigers and lions. So how narrow mind you can see in Bible and Quran. I am not belittling any other religion. If you go through the Bible, if you go through the Quran, you can clearly understand that it was meant for highly primitive people of Israel desert, and it was meant for the highly primitive people who used to eat even the decayed camel flesh in Saudi Arabian desert. It was meant for them, not the highly intelligent, highly developed, vision-oriented Hindus. So bringing Quran to India and bringing Bible to India is degrading Indians, belittling Indians and denigrating Indians. Why I am telling like that? It is teaching the 8th standard physics book to PhD physics professor. 8th standard book is taught to PhD physics professor. How it will happen? From the highest level of knowledge, directly bringing down to the lowest level of that particular subject, and that particular subject is written for some people living in deserts. And when Bible was written 2000 years ago, you should remember that in India we have got all the Vedas, all the Brahmanical literature, Aranyaka and Upanishad, a series of Upanishad, Shiksha, Niruktam, Vyagaranam, Chandashastram, Kalpashastram, Jyotisham. In India there were 18 Puranas and 2 Itihasas, and here we had Arthashastra, the economics, Dhanurveda, the science of archery, Gandharva Veda, the science of music and dance, Ayurveda, the science of health. When all these books were here, far before Bible got composed, such a level of knowledge existed in India, and to that knowledgeable people a primitive literature is being imported, and in which the God concept is only praying the God, praising the God, praising the God, and singing about the God. There ends the theoretical spirituality and applied spirituality. 1300 years ago, an illiterate prophet wrote Quran. Illiterate. He has never had any academical background. That book exclusively meant for Arabian people. That too 13th century ago. Remember that far before this 13th century, what was the scientific and technological heritage of India? Aryabhata's contribution, Vateshwara Acharya's contribution, Lallacharya. Aryabhata is 5th century. Varahamihira is 5th century. Vateshwara Acharya 7th century. Aryabhata 2 9th century. Bhaskaracharya 1 and 2. Bhaskaracharya 1 6th century. Bhaskaracharya 2 12th century. And these people are far before Prophet Muhammad. They have given perfect mathematical books, astronomical book, chemistry based books and physics based books and wonderful philosophical books, wonderful spiritual books and 36 Puranas, 2 Itihasas. To such a people who are the owners of thousands of literature written by thousands of rishis for the many thousands of years in thousands of subjects, to those people, from those people of India, you are bringing one small book written for the primitive Arabs and telling that this book gives everything. This book is the beginning, this book is the final thing. It is just like a peanut seller, telling that I am selling everything. I am selling everything in my small basket. So here the narrow vision based spirituality, neither it is applied spirituality nor it is theoretical spirituality. It is not understanding Jehovah or Allah, it is only praising. Whereas in India, theoretical spirituality means understanding the quality of temple, understanding and elevating to the level of Avadara, understanding the nature, the natural forces from the root, understanding what is meant by cosmic phenomenon, understanding what is meant by intrinsic, inherent, self-guiding, self-motivating, self-estimating, self-evaluating, awareness and consciousness present in living and non-living beings. That is the last stage of spirituality, understanding and experiencing on that by sitting in a lonely place or forest or mountain and doing meditation and getting the awareness and conscious, theoretical spirituality. And applied spirituality, Naraseva, Narayana Seva, all the manifestation of the gods should come under the purview of the service of the human being. We have to serve the nature, we have to protect the air, we have to protect the water, we have to protect the ozone layer. Is antariksham darpayami and ahoratrani darpayami vanaspati oshaya gandharvapsarasa tripyandu nadyaha tripyandu parvadaha tripyandu girayaha tripyandu oshadhayaha tripyandu gavaha tripyandu nagaha tripyandu vipraha tripyandu, and everything present in this globe earth and everything present beyond that are to be protected. I use a plural word, are to be protected by intellectually grown human being. That is the applied spirituality. So when I serve a pure man, when I serve an animal, when I serve the nature, when I protect the paddy field, when I do not kill the animal, there comes applied spirituality. When I give food for a beggar, there comes Naraseva, Narayana Seva, Jana Seva, Janardana Seva, Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. And here comes the applied spirituality. And remember that in Hindu Dharma, applied spirituality is the most refined form of practical aspect of the spirituality. Dharma Shastra gives full detail of applied spirituality. Bhagavad Gita gives full details of applied spirituality. Yoga Vasishta gives full details of applied spirituality, and Ramayana, Mahabharata, partly Purana gives applied spirituality. Ramayana gives how to keep the family relation, how to even deal with an enemy, how to practice the dharmic life. These are all the applied spirituality given in Ramayana. Exactly the same way Mahabharata also gives us the applied spirituality. Dharma Shastra also gives us applied spirituality. Whereas Vedas and Upanishads gives reasonably theoretical spirituality, some places direction for practical spirituality, applied spirituality. So as far as Hinduism is concerned, Hinduism study class is concerned, today is the 10th class. Tomorrow onwards we will be going to the day-to-day explanation of the problems and solutions of Hindu Dharma. After few more weeks we will again come back to English way of oration and explanation on some other subject. With these words, I would like to express my gratitude to you and all your family members. Learn as much as possible and teach others. Teach your children. 10 days I have explained, and I preferred the explanation by comparing with the Christianity and Muslims. Absolutely not for denigrating those religions, but those people are teaching Hindu children, those people are explaining to Hindus that only their God is great, their book is great, their religion is great, and their way is the perfect. To counter that, Hindus should learn the truth, fact and essence. To counter that type of cheap publicity and corporate business of religion, selling the religion to poor Hindus, one should not only have the Jnana Yoga, one should not only have the Karma Yoga, but one should also have the Pratikarma Yoga, Pratikriya Yoga, reacting and acting against such type of cheap selling of the Semitic gods and Semitic book to highly enriched Hindus for making money and getting the power. No Christian has got faith in Jesus. As Jesus said, no Christian has got faith in Jehovah. As Jehovah said, same applicable for Muslim. They are doing this for money, their position, and just like they wanted to take the power in each country where they enter for increasing their number, they are selling Jesus and Bible, they are selling Allah and Quran, not for going to heaven, but to make their life pleasant wherever they enter, by words or by swords. So by word or by sword, their culture is like that, that the Hindus should remember and know, and they should inform others too, particularly their children. With these words, I would like to express my thanks to you. Thank you very much.